move to our next topic, that is structure of the forest. Basically here we can say that how the different kind of plants, when they form the different layers, and because of that formation of layer, how the formation of forest takes place. Now here the first and foremost thing is canopy. What is canopy exactly? Canopy is the uppermost branches, or we can say that they are in forest, there are some trees that grow taller than the other trees. Like they are larger than the other trees, and what they do is their branches, when they go on the top, what they do is they form a roof-like structure. Now if someone is standing near to the land and seeing upward towards the sky won't be visible to them. Why? Because of this formation of canopy by the largest, or we can say that the tallest tree present in the forest, right? They forms like the branches of them forms a roof-like structure on the top. So that roof-like structure formation by the tallest plant of the forest is known as canopy, right? Now the second one is understory. Understory are the trees or the different layers down the canopy. As we move down the canopy, so the forest the trees that are smaller than the trees that forms the canopy forms the understory. And in understory also there are different kind of layers are formed that we are going to discuss in further slide also. Now here understand again what is exactly canopy. Some of the trees, what they do is they grow taller, very taller than the other trees, like this. And what their branches do is they forms like the structures like this. They cover all the area above. Like what are the trees downward, they won't be able to see the sunlight properly, or the person who is standing down to these trees, he won't be able to see the sky properly. Now as they forming this roof-like structure, this roof-like structure is basically our canopy. So canopy is what? A roof-like structure which is formed by the tallest trees in the forest. And these trees, why they are tallest? Because they require a large amount of sunlight. So what they do is they grow taller than the other trees. Understory is basically are the other trees which are present downward, which are just smaller to canopy. So that is understory. Understory is further divided into different types like herbs, shrubs, other trees, creepers, climbers, that we are going to discuss in a further slide. Now let's understand what are the different kind of plants, or we can say that the trees or the flora that is present in the understory structure. Now first of all, the first and foremost thing is the herbs. Now what is exactly herbs? Herbs is a type of plant which is just like 1 to 2 meter in length. Their stem is not woody. Like we can say that the stem is green in color and very tender. And herbs are basically the kind of plants which have some medicinal values. Like for herbs, what we can understand is herb. Here I'll give you example, tulsi, right? So tulsi, or we can say that in English it is basil. Now basil is a type of herb. The stem of the herbs is not woody. That means they are green and tender, right? And they have a lifespan of 1 to 2 seasons. After that they'll die and other herbs grow in that place. Second one is our shrubs. Shrubs is basically again 1 to 2 meter, or they also goes to like 10 meter in length also. But their stem is woody. That is, their stem has the vascular tissues in them. And because of that, and the other thing about shrubs is they are bushy, like they are spreaded into a large area, right? After that, we have trees. Trees are basically the other plants which grow very tall than to the shrub. The stem area is larger in comparison to the shrubs, and they have a large amount of woody stem in them, or we can say that they have a trunk outside, and the length is very big. And the main thing between shrubs and trees is the lifespan of tree is like more than the shrubs. It is like hundreds of years. Some trees has 50 years of lifespan, some have 400 years of lifespan. Like that, the lifespan of trees is very large. After that, the other kind of plants or other kind of layer that is formed in the forest is climbers. Now here understand what are climbers exactly. Climbers are a type of plants which have a very weak stem, and because of that what they do is they are not able to stand properly, and as they won't able to stand properly, they just climb with the help of tendrils. Like climbers, they have a weak stem, and because of that they are not able to stand properly, but they have tendrils. And with the help of tendrils, what they do is they take the help of other plants, or we can say that they climb on the other plants that are present near to them, and then they do their growth. Like you have seen many plants here. Example of climber is pea plant. The most important example which we see in all the houses basically is money plant, right? So these are the type of plants that climb on other plants just because they don't have the proper stem, or we can say that they have a weak stem. Because of that, what they do is they have a outer support structure which are known as tendrils. So with the help of tendrils, they take support, or they climb on other plants, right? The last one is our creepers. Now what are creepers? The name itself suggests they creep on the land. They just simply like spread on the land. They also have a weak stem, and because of that they are not able to stand properly or grow properly, and because of that they just spread on the ground or creep on the grounds properly. And here the example you have seen that the main example for creeper is our grass. So they don't have the proper stem, they have a weak stem, very soft stem, and because of that, as they grow in height, they surely grow in height, but because of they have the weak stem, they are not able to stand properly, and they don't also have this tendril structures so that they can get the support to climb on other things, and because of that they just creep on the ground, or we can say that they just spread on the ground. So these are the type of plants that are basically present in the forest, or we can say that is how the plants are classified into different types based on the type of stem they have, based on the type of height they have, based on the type of lifespan they have.